I lost 50 pounds and this one meal played a huge role in my success. And I'm going to show you exactly how to make it and why it works. And make sure you stick around till the end because I'm going to be showing you some tips, some easy, simple tips that help make meals like this work even better for weight loss. Now, like so many people, for so long, I was stuck in the yo-yo fad dieting life. I felt like I was constantly hungry. I could never really keep the weight off until I found this one awesome plant-based trick. And when I realized I didn't have to eat less, but eat smarter, it changed the game for me. And this one meal I'm going to show you today, and so many others I share here on this channel, allowed me to feel full and satisfied and eat more food while still being in a calorie deficit, which is what matters for weight loss. It's all about volume and nutrient density, and I'm going to go ahead and explain more as I show you this meal. So let's get to it. So the first thing I'm going to be adding are chickpeas. We're going to do frozen rice. You don't have to do frozen rice. You can cook it if you want and then add it. I like to do everything quick and easy. So when I find frozen rice, I buy it and I just throw everything in a pot, right? So I'm throwing canned veggies in here, frozen rice. I typically do red, orange, green peppers. I find these frozen at the store too. Today they didn't have them. They had this like provincial veggie blend that has peppers in it, but it also has like tomatoes and eggplant and zucchini. So that'll work for now. I'll talk more about how to make this meal if you don't have these particular ingredients here in a bit. We're doing some frozen broccoli, and I'm doing about a cup of frozen broccoli, a cup of the veggies. I mean, the more the merrier, right? The more non-starchy veggies you add, the more you're gonna crowd out the calories from the other stuff. Now, how much rice to use, how much chickpeas, that's just gonna depend. I can't sit here and tell you like you need 1 cup of rice and you need a half a cup of chickpeas, or I don't know you. I don't know how much weight you have to lose. I don't know how much you weigh now. And we all weigh, we all require different amounts of calories to live and sustain life. And so it's going to be different for everyone. The key is, as long as you're adding a lot of non-starchy veggies to the meal, you're going to be diluting the calories. And if you find you're not losing weight with a meal like this or consistently eating meals like this, then you're just going to have to adjust the measurements, right? For what works for you. But just to tell you, I did, let me show you the rice. I did about a cup of rice, almost a cup of chickpeas, and then as far as the veggies go, how much I did. I'm gonna add a little bit of veggie broth. And then I like to add nutritional yeast in low sodium soy sauce or tamari, kind of as everything defrosts, but we'll go ahead and do it. Now, I'm not putting too much soy sauce because I didn't go to the grocery myself and buy the soy sauce. I had it delivered and they didn't bring me low sodium. They brought me the regular, so it's pretty salty. And anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead, put this on the stove and then come back and show you what it looks like. The combination of high fiber foods like chickpeas and veggies with satisfying carbs like the brown rice make this a filling meal that's going to keep you filled and full, I should say, for hours. And because it's made with whole foods and no oil, it's naturally low in calories but high in volume. So you're eating more while still losing weight. Who doesn't want that? Okay, now while that is on the stove cooking, I want to talk about some extra tips, some extra things you can do to make weight loss easy, sustainable, and still allow yourself to eat more food and lose weight. Now, as you probably gather, what I'm doing here is I'm crowding out the calories, like I mentioned before as we were putting the meal together. I'm crowding out the calories of my starch and my protein a little bit by adding non-starchy veggies, which are lower in calorie, but still are gonna fill me up, okay? So by adding non-starchy veggies to your meal, that is one weight loss hack or trick that you can do to still get to eat more food and lose weight. We get that. Now, some of the other things you can do is preload veggies. So for instance, sometimes, especially right now, I'm finding in life, doing a trick like this, adding the veggies to my meal, kind of isn't doing it for me. I want to just eat the chickpeas and rice together, okay? I'm human. It's more satisfying to me at the moment. And so the way I'm going to still be able to eat more food with less calories, right, is I'm going to preload the veggies. So what I would do is eat the peppers and zucchini and the broccoli all together. I would defrost that in the microwave maybe and add a little bit of soy sauce and nutritional yeast, or maybe a little bit of tahini, some kind of flavoring or seasoning. I would eat that first to really start to fill my stomach. Then I would move on to the delicious chickpeas and rice only, okay? So preloading with veggies, you can even do it with fruit, is a really good way to, again, allow yourself to eat more food, still lose more weight, and stay in a calorie deficit. Using toppings sparingly, right? So nutritional yeast, soy sauce, they're not that full of calories, but things like dressings, sauces, you want to make sure you're not adding high calorie density things like that to your meals. So like I had said earlier, I do love to use tahini almost on a daily basis, but I make sure I'm not using more than 1 tablespoon at a time because it can get pretty calorie dense. Pretty quickly. So peanut butter, same thing. I'm not saying don't eat these things. These things can be really healthy for us. Just watch how much of it you are using. Nuts and seeds that you top your food with, avocado, again, use them, just use them sparingly. I like to treat these things as like avocado, nuts and seeds, kind of like condiments, like little bit on the side. That way I'm still getting the healthy fat and the nutrients from it. I'm just not overdoing the calories for the meal. Oil, I would completely, if you're looking to lose weight, something that I did, I'm not going to tell you to do it, but something that I did was cut out all oils out of my diet. We don't need olive oil, right? Yes, I know it can be beneficial to our health, but God gave us the actual whole plant, the whole olive, to get those healthy nutrients and vitamins from, right? So if you want olives, eat a little bit of olives. We don't need the oil, right? I use veggie broth to cook with. You can use water. It's quite fine, but you'll find if you cut out oil, especially with cooking, from your meals, you'll save almost 150 calories, just in that meal. If you're using 1 tablespoon, some people use 2 tablespoons. So that's close to 300 calories you're adding to your meal. If you cook with that, that's not even going to fill you up, right? I just spit. You're welcome. All right. Check this out. This is so much food. If you can see it because of the steam, hold on. This is a lot of food. Very filling and satisfying. I'll be lucky if I can eat all this. This eggplant, zucchini, pepper thing, that added flavor, like it's on a whole nother level. Highly recommend that. All the ingredients here are so delicious, so good for you, and so great for weight loss. Chickpeas, these are a plant-based powerhouse. They're packed with protein, keep you full for hours, and help stabilize your blood sugar. That's huge. This means fewer cravings and less snacking in between meals. That's key. I use brown rice because it is low in calorie density, but high in starch that's gonna keep me satisfied, high in fiber, it's gonna keep me full. Plus it gives me energy throughout the day. We need our energy, friends. And then the peppers, the broccoli, the added zucchini and eggplant, these things, again, are high in nutrients, high in fiber, low in calories. They're gonna help crowd out the other calories in the meal, allowing you to eat more food and still lose weight. Again, who doesn't want that? Now, if you don't have chickpeas, that's fine. Any beans work, really. You can do white beans, you can do black beans, you can do pinto beans, you could even do lentils, or you could do peas. I've
probably wouldn't do lentils, but you could do peas. So any bean or legume is going to work in this dish. If you don't have brown rice, you could use white rice, quinoa, barley. You could even do potatoes if you want. The idea is to have a filling, starchy base that is low in calories but satisfying and filling. Don't have the peppers, that's totally fine. You can do zucchini, you can do cauliflower, you can do squash. Any non-starchy veggie does just fine. This meal is so simple and versatile. You can really just throw anything together as long as you have a good protein source, starch, and non-starchy veggies. And I'm telling you, that's why I always talk about knowing what your staple foods are. Staple foods are foods that you keep in stock all the time because you know you cook with them. So making sure you have those foods in stock all the time and never running out, that's going to allow you to throw meals like this together really quick. Or if you don't have the specific ingredients I'm sharing with you today for this meal, you can replace them with a different type of bean, a different type of starch or grain, and a different type of non-starchy veggie. Okay, now if you don't have soy sauce, you can do tamari, you can do coconut aminos. You can even add a little bit of balsamic vinegar for a little tangy flavor. Works great. And if you don't have nutritional yeast or you don't like nutritional yeast, I know some of you are kind of still warming up to that taste, you can do garlic powder, you can do onion powder, a little salt and pepper. You could even, if you have my oil-free vegan cheese sauce, that works. I mean, the sky's the limit. You could do drizzle a little bit of tahini. I wouldn't do too much because tahini, even though it is delicious, it's higher in calorie density. Okay, so for like a small amount, you're gonna get a lot of calories. I'm not saying don't use it. I use it pretty frequently, but just make sure you're not overdoing it, right? 1 tablespoon's probably good, but you can do that too. But I will say, nutritional yeast, so good. Tons of protein, right? Tons of B vitamins for lower calories. So if you like nutritional yeast and if you have it, I would do that. I'm telling you, this is such a simple meal, but it has everything your body needs to stay full, satisfied, and lose weight. Now, if you want more simple, easy meals that are going to help you lose weight, I highly recommend you check out my new 28-day ultimate weight loss guide. The link is in the description. There is a 28-day meal plan grocery list. It's full of tips for weight loss, just tips for living this way in general, really easy, meal prepping. And not to mention, the best part, in my opinion, is you get on-demand coaching from me. So if you need help with weight loss, if you're following this meal plan, you're having difficulty, you don't understand something, you can reach out anytime and get me to help you with coaching on demand. So if you are wanting to get healthy and lose weight, this is a great program for you, so go check it out. Okay, that is it for today. If you try this meal, let me know down in the comments, and I will be seeing y'all next week. Bye.